Hello guys, hope you are doing great. In this video I am going to explain you how to create interface and how to use it. Here I am going to take an example of a calculator class and its interface, and I will implement those calculator methods using that interface, and then I'll explain you how you can use it. Okay, let's get started. For this I am going to create a calculator interface. Let's say this is a calculator interface and this is our class, and it implements that interface. Excuse me. Okay, this is the interface implementation. Let's give it a name, iCalculator, and this is a calculator. Okay, and this is it. And also we'll have some scientific calculator. This is a normal calculator implementation, and also we'll have additional implementation for scientific calculator. So this is the scientific calculator implementation. Both of them will inherit from the same it will inherit from the same parent interface. That's it. This is our interface: iCalculator, normal calculator, and scientific calculator. Okay, this is it. And this has basic methods like add and subtract, delete, multiply, and division. Okay, these are the interface methods, and both of them will implement that. Normal calculator will have this implementation as is, but scientific calculator will have more than this implementation. Let's say the additional implementation will be sine of something, cos of something, and tan of something. That's enough for now. Okay, this is it. Let's get started with our project. So in our project I have created a model and project and given debugging approach and debugging solution respectively. Please ignore the naming convention. I have created this for another project and then started using this for this implementation. This just crossed my mind, so I thought I would create a video for this so that it is useful for you guys. Okay, let's get started and add an interface for this. So new item, and let's give it let's select the interface and let's give it a name, bj I calculator. Okay, just created an interface, and now we will define the methods described here. So public integer add int a int b. This is one method. The other method is public int subtract int a int b. Normally the calculators would have more than two arguments, but for the sake of simplicity I am taking only two parameters. Okay, this is it. I think we have is it this error? What's the error here? Expected keyword public. What is the error? Okay, it is expecting an empty body. Is that it? Oh, okay, sorry. It will only have the empty bodies, but not any implementation. That's the syntax for this. So I'm just creating empty bodies. That's it. So this would resolve our errors. So this is the interface declaration. Now let's move on to the implementation of this interface. So now I'm adding a class. Okay, and the name of this class would be normal interface, normal calculator. Okay, it has created a calculated it has created a calculator class, and if you want to implement the interface here, what you have to do is you have to write implements and which I calc. That's it. With this, you have made a relationship between this interface and this class. Okay, the error is about implementation, missing implementation for the interface. This is normal. You can see all the methods are not implemented here. So to implement all those methods, what you can do is you can simply there is an option insert override method, no new. Just copy all this and put them here, and it should return some values. Now the error is for this line is gone, but you have to do the logic here and return an integer value, because the method signature says it takes two parameters and return one integer parameter. So return a plus b, and here a minus b. The same way here, return a star b. Here return a divided by b. So just for the sake of simplicity, I'm simply returning this logic. There could be a scenario where this value is fraction. I'm not bothered about the fractions and all, or there could be an exception with if the zero is b, and I'm not concerned about that. I'm just concentrating on how interface is implemented. This is for the normal calculator. Okay. For now, let's test this calculator and see it. So to test this, we need to add additional class, a runnable class. Add class. This time we take a runnable class calc tester. Just added this class. Okay, now go to you just create instance for the calculator. So you can do it in two ways actually to create an instance. So one way is normal creation, which will do. Oh, damn. Let's copy it from here. Equal to new normal calculator. This is one way of doing it. This is a general way. What is the other way of doing it? As we have used the interface, we can also do this. Just take the interface variable equal to new normal calc. So these are the two ways you can create instance and use the variables. Both, you have to observe here, both the right side of the equal to is object creation. For both of these types of instantiation, you have to create object for the class. Here also, even though this is an interface, the object instantiation should be happening on the class. You cannot instantiate the interface. You can only instantiate the class. Okay, with this you can test this. You can take either of the implementation here and then see calc dot add 2 comma 3 and it returns some value int add equal to this thing. The same way int let me take this instead of add, let us take it a generic let us make it a generic variable. Now int res equal to calc dot sub of 3 comma 2, res equal to calc dot of 2 comma 3. Res equal to calc dot div of 6 comma 3. For these things we can print them in info statement. Info int to str, we have to convert the result to string, otherwise info would throw an error. Int to str of this thing result, this would print the result. The same thing I am going to make a copy of each thing. So to make it more understandable, let's take the declaration away from the implementation usage. Just declare this variable res equal to 0, initializing it with 0, and then I'll be assigning the values here. So this is how you implement the interface. And what about this? This should also do the same thing, isn't it? So now I just copied the above thing, and then instead of calc variable I am doing this. So instead of calc variable, I am using here because I am instantiating the class and assigning it to the interface variable. So I have to use this variable. Both of them should do the same thing. Let's debug it and confirm. I'm making it as startup object, then start, and put a breakpoint here. It's loading the symbols. And we are not interested in the UI. Let's stick with the code. Now the execution come here and stop. Let us see what happens. This error is not related to us. This is something happening in the background. So let's not worry about it. At any point of at any moment, the execution should come here. So now the breakpoint has come here. So let me go through it. So now we have created an instance for this. Now let's see. I'm going into this function f11, went in here, and then it returned the value, and it will be printed in here. Let me clear all messages here. Again, it went there, and info value 1, 3 minus 2 is 1, multiplication calculation is 6. And whereas here this is the interface, right? An interface variable. For this interface variable, I have assigned the object. It also does the similar thing. So this is about the normal interfaces. Let us also implement the other interface, other class. We're talking about scientific class, right? So to implement the other class, normal calculator, and let me add another class. Class which scientific calculator. Add. Has been added. Now this implements the interface. Where is the interface? It's this thing. Now the same way we have to let's use the first implementation itself. Normal calc. This class will have all the implementation. Now the error is gone. Along with that we will have sine value and cosine value, whatever we've discussed. So public real sine of, so it is recognizing it. Anyways, we will have our own implementation, real val, and this returns sine of val. Sine value is already present here. So what is the error it is saying? Real predefined function is expected. What is static real? I think it's it's conflicting with the existing function because we have a pre-built sine function. Let's name it as calc sine. So still the error is not going. What could be the reason? Is there any error apart from this? This is not related to our error. Expected where? Yeah, here see, public. This is the issue. So the same way we calculate public here. Let's remove this. The error is not related to that as far as I believe. Cos of real val, and this will return cos of val. So now we just take these two. Let's take only these two. Now when it comes to when it comes to testing this, here I'm keeping this as is. I'm taking these. Okay, I'll be using this and comment this. Let me comment this to avoid any confusion. Okay, and let me take this, or else we'll write the new implementation, no problem. Which calculate, what is that? The I calculator. Now we need scientific calculator. I'm instantiating this tester as calc equal to new this is done. Now as calc dot add then 2 comma 3, and then we will print this out info int2 string, because the add returns integer, we need to convert into string. We will assign this to result res. This is it. So I won't be going with the other members, one will be enough. Now we'll go to the new implementation, which is sign. Sign is a real number, but we cannot assign the sign value to this res, because this res is an integer. Now let me declare real variable, real, and radians, let's say rad equal to sign of, let's use this keyword, this dot, it's not allowing, and maybe because, let's differentiate this calc. We should not name our functions with the real functions. Calc sign of 30 degrees. Now info, then real to str, there is no. So okay, what we'll do is real to int, and then int to string of, no, it's the other way around. We need to convert real to first integer. Real to integer, what we will convert from real to integer? Rad, right? Radians. And this overall thing we need to convert to integer string. Then convert this whole thing to integer string, and this would do. What's happening here? As calc, we need to call the method using the object. Silly thing. Okay, so here we have called the interface method as well as normal method. Let's give it a try. It's loading. Now the breakpoint has come here. Here I would like to show, okay, here we don't need the normal implementation. Let's directly go to the scientific calculator. Okay, so I've created an instance and this goes here. This is as usual and it printed the value 5. It should be somewhere here 5, right? It's just to create it. Just clear this out, clear all messages. Now I'm calculating the radians and then showing 0. So that is 0. Whether it is right or not, just don't bother. So this is the one. How I instantiated the second class using the class itself. Now I would like to instantiate the class using the interface. What is that? I mean, stop this. It's still running. Okay, it stopped. Now let's create the interface variable. We can do it this way. iscalc is equal to new scientific calculator. What this does is, because this scientific calculator is a child of this interface, we can do this. But what we can do is iscalc dot, you will see only the functions defined in interface. You won't see the additional functionality. Dot sign, calc sign, the you can't see these methods with the interface instantiation. I think you are getting it, right? So with the interface variable, you can only call the methods defined in interface. But whereas if you have the class variable here, you can call all the methods along with the interface methods. You can also call all the methods. I think you understood it. That's it. Thanks for watching.